Hello everyone, this is part 23 of What If Naruto Was Raised by His Father, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Be sure to like and subscribe, it gives me more motivation. Enjoy. Random recap of events. Sakura's team. Midori, female, brunette, strong-willed, smart, good-looking. Yukio, male, blonde, annoying, strong, good-looking. Maisie, male, orange, quiet, strong, smart, good-looking. Naruto is on his way back to the village. Akatsuki is about to attack. Sakura, Naruto, Sasuke, all 24. My story does not follow the manga any longer since a lot has happened. Sakura, yelled Konohamaru, as he ran towards the pink-haired woman as fast as his legs could carry him. Konohamaru, what's wrong? She questioned as she gazed towards the brunette. The Hokage wants you to see you right away in the third training, panted the brunette as he tried to breathe in and out. He was gasping for air. It seemed he had been running around to find her. The Hokage. I wonder what for. All right, thank you, said the pink-haired woman as she disappeared in a cloud of white smoke. Leaving the younger male collapsed on the ground, breathing as hard as he could. Why do we always eat here? Why can't we be different and change our eating styles once in a while? Complained Midori as she cast her glance over to the two male companions of her, watching as they swallowed their food down, half the time not even swallowing. Oh, what's the point? It's like talking to two brick walls. What's wrong with you? All you've done today is complain, asked Yukio as he gazed over to the brunette female. She got dumped by that weird purple-haired guy in Lee-sensei's group, stated Maisie as he finished off his second bowl. You mean he actually dumped her, before they had S, and not after? Shrieked Yukio as he rubbed the now forming bump upon his head, from the now said ramen bowl laying next to him. Oh, shut up, snapped the female as she glared down at the ground. That was a bit harsh, said Maisie as he gazed at Midori. Don't flatter yourself, it was meant for your head, not his, stated the brunette, as she crossed her arms over her chest. Fair enough, said the orange-haired lad as he continued to eat. Have you noticed lately? Piped in Yukio, as he finished picking up the pieces of the now said bowl and handing it to the female behind the counter, whom slightly glared at the three for breaking one of her dishes. Noticed what? Asked Maisie. How everyone has been acting so weirdly, since that Uzumaki guy SD. Everyone was their usual upset, but they've become more worried about something big, said Yukio, as he stirred his bowl of ramen. Watching silently as he created a mini whirlpool. You're right, my mom and dad have been acting all weird lately, isn't it like close to when the Kyuubi attacked 24 years ago? Questioned Midori. I highly doubt they're all stressed over something like that, stated Yukio dryly as he cast his glance towards her then back down his bowl. You never know, said Midori, as the two males glared at her. It's probably something to do with Akatsuki, said Maisie as he looked thoughtfully towards his bowl, and started to stir it around as well. You might be right, said Yukio. Why? Questioned Midori. Because, from what I've overheard from my elder sister saying before she anyways, they have been collecting something. I'm not really sure what, it was really top secret. She refused to tell me. It was something about they needed 9 of them, but 1 SD or something, so they only had 8, said Maisie. He was obviously in deep thought, while stirring his bowl around before bringing some noodles to his lips and shoving it into his mouth. I forgot, I'm sorry Maisie, about your sister that is, said Midori scornfully as she looked at the orange-haired lad beside her with sad eyes. It's fine, that's what being a ninja is like. You end up S at one point or another. She knew what she was doing. It's true though, that's why we become ninja. To protect the ones close to us, even if we have to give up ourselves, he stated almost indifferently, while his eyes held great pain and sorrow. It's odd, isn't it, that they haven't done anything after his death, said Yukio thoughtfully. Hatttthchchuu. Sneezed Naruto. Damn, I need to be more quiet. I'm still at least 5 days away, I need to get back quickly. It would help if my chakra wasn't so messed, said the blonde as he hopped from branch to branch, slowly increasing his speed. It's like learning and controlling all the basics again, and I was never good at the basics the first time I did it, he added in as he glared towards the nothingness ahead of him. You wanted to see me, Lord Hokage? Asked Sakura as she appeared next to the taller blonde woman. Yes, I need to tell you something. But you mustn't be alarmed. Once I tell you, you must go and inform every Jonin and Chunin in the entire village. And if they aren't here, send the hawks. For what? The thing is, Sakura, started the Hokage as she spoke quickly to the pink-haired female. 2 days later. Tomorrow night. Man, what a drag. This is going to be harder than I thought. So she wants us, meaning me, to come up with a strategy to stop them? Or is it just to slow them down? Questioned Shikamaru as he looked at Sakura. To slow them down, she doesn't expect you would be able to come up with a plan big enough in one day, said Sakura as she looked at a brunette. But why tomorrow? Added in Ino as she looked towards the pink-haired female. I don't know, I'm not the enemy, said Sakura as he glared at the blonde. I only asked a question, billboard brow. Ino pig. Billboard. Enough Yuta, you're adults not 12-year-olds anymore, said Shikamaru as he rubbed his temples. So what she wants is for a few Chunin to guard the villages and lower Genin behind the Hokage monument, then for the sentinels to guard the village's outer wall, while the rest of the Chunin and Jonin to guard the inner village. And for the Anbu to wait and hide until the opportune moment. While we, meaning me, set up traps, and then, try and slow them down. She's not asking for a lot at all, stated Shikamaru sarcastically as he gazed to the 3 people behind the pink-haired woman. That's about right, said Sakura. Sensei, so they will really attack tomorrow night? Asked Midori, as she looked towards the pink-haired woman before her. From what the Hokage heard. But, how does she know? Asked Yukio. The way she normally hears things, through that old perv I mean, Jiraiya, said Sakura. To attack on that night, said Sasuke as he stood behind Sakura and watched Ino, Choji, and Shikamaru leave. Along with her 3 students. I know. To attack on the night our village suffered so much, and again. 24, this year, stated Sasuke dryly as he looked ahead of them. Huh, she questioned as she looked up towards his face. That's how old the Dobe would have been tomorrow night. You're right, with that's been going on lately. I completely forgot. He'd probably love tomorrow night, to be able to fight for the one thing he loves. Next day. Damn, stupid, unuseful stupid chakra that won't work, muttered Naruto as he glared at a tree he'd been resting against. By this rate I won't get back at least until tomorrow night, and I take my last pill tonight. Naruto then stood up and started to move even faster now, slipping once and a while upon a tree branch. As Naruto passed the surrounding villages, he failed to notice that there were only ninja wandering the streets and roads for the last week. He had been so enthusiastic about going back he had blocked everything else out, like his surroundings. Looks like rain again, stated the blonde as he picked up his pace before starting to take off in a run. As the sky started to darken. Are all the villages in the? Yes, Lord Hokage. There are a few Chunin with them as well, and a few Genin. But most if not all our forces are on standby, stated Shizunu as she stood before the Hokage. As much as I would love to reject the idea of Genin out as well, in times like these we can't refuse. We will need all the help we can get, sighed Suand as she rubbed her temples. I see you haven't been drinking today. Maybe you should, it help calm your nerves, laughed Jiraiya as he looked to the blonde before him, as he appeared through the doors. How can you act so calm at times like these? I'm terrified. For me to let an attack happen to our village is shameful to say the least. The third would have never. I'm not calm. I just look it. I'm kind of excited if you ask me, and the people fighting for our village are ninja. Remember that, this is their way to protect the village from danger. That is why they become ninja. To protect those close to you in times of need. And remember, stay out of battle until you are needed. I can't just. Believe me, it will be alright. And what were to happen if you were to S on us? How can our villages feel safe if every so many years we have to switch Hokages? If you are really needed, I promise to send someone to come and get you out. I am not some dog you can just call upon when you feel it is the right time for me to come out of my dog house. I know, just be patient. They still haven't realized we know anything yet. You're right, I guess that's our trump card, huh? You might say that, smiled Jiraiya as he and Tsunade gave a small smile, leaving Shizunu completely lost. I hate waiting, muttered Sakura as sat down on the outdoor bridge of the Uchiha resident. HN, was his only reply. His eyes casting around at every object that surrounded them. I don't get it. Why are you always so calm? Even when our lives may be at stake, said a frustrated pink-haired woman. I'm not. I'm just as worried as you are. I am just able to control my emotions, stated Sasuke, as he glanced at her. I remember that rule, shinobi must never show their emotions. You know what? There's no point in repeating it. I remember I used to memorize those rules, for hours and hours. But they don't do much good after all, they're just a bunch of words written on paper after all. They don't help you out there, I think of them as guidelines. After all. He looked over towards her. They're just a bunch of stupid lines on a few pieces of paper. What good will they do? They can't protect you from an enemy or from getting killed. Either way, if you did follow them, the same outcome might happen anyways. But, they are able to save you from yourself. I'm so worried. I am so sick and tired of watching my comrades and friends before my eyes. At times I just wish that there were no such things as ninja. Or special bloodline traits, or wars. Or anything. Quote. Have you decided what you're going to do yet? Asked Sakura, instantly changing the subject. About what? Asked Sasuke as he looked over towards her. Itachi. Avenge my clan, he stated simply as he looked out into the rain. You always used to say that you know, said Sakura as she looked towards the ground. He glanced over towards her, with confusion in his eyes. I remember. You always used to say you were an avenger, and after you killed a certain man you would restore your clan. But I've been wondering, who would do it? I mean, we are going out and all, but you have to think, Sasuke. Will this, what we have, really last? I mean, what happens after tonight? Will things still be the same? Will you and I be the same? Will anything ever be the same? Asked Sakura as she gazed out into the nothingness, while Sasuke looked at her with a surprised expression upon his face. Sakura, right on time. Are they here, Shikamaru? Yay, Ino. And a few just fell right into my traps. But there are two with a familiar chakra signature are coming this way. And fast. And there's something not human with them. It has an extraordinary amount of chakra, whatever it is. I'll go inform the gate, said Ino, as she disappeared in a cloud of smoke. You ready, Choji? Munch, munch, munch. Things never do change, sighed Shikamaru, as he rolled off the tips of his toes and stood up. While rubbing the back of his head and sighing at the taller and fatter man before him. As he shoved food down his tea. Thanks, Ino, we'll inform the Hokage straight away, said Kiba, as him and Akamaru took off. What the hell is this? Seems you fell right into my trap, again by the looks of your clothes, stated Shikamaru as he sat on the balls of his toes. And looked towards the men before him. You, how could you knew about the plan. Of course we did, and we told everyone. So this plan of yours you had worked so hard for, seems to have gone to crap now, doesn't it? Smirked Shikamaru, as he slowly stood up while brushing off his pants. Now, Ino, he yelled as he turned to the female behind him. But instantly she was knocked out from behind without even knowing someone had been there. There stood an orange-haired man, holding the blonde female before dropping her to the ground. Then just as Shikamaru was about to move, the orange-haired man appeared behind him. This in turn, caused the brunette to jump back a few feet, releasing the jutsu upon the enemy. But as he looked up, there wasn't just one orange-haired man, but two. Toby, be more careful, he stated. Sorry, I'm constantly being told that, laughed the man behind the mask, as he shook his body. Now he was free once again from Shikamaru's shadows. They have a point, said the one with shorter hair and various amounts of piercing upon his ears. Toby, head to the village now. Along with the rest that survived the traps, stated Pain. As he signaled the brunette to go ahead. Right, hey, where did that Nara guy go? Questions Toby as he glanced around for Shikamaru. Hurry, to the village now, yelled Pain, as they all headed as fast as they could towards the village. following close behind Shikamaru and Choji, whom carried Ino. Man, this takes way too long. It'll be at least tomorrow morning by the time I return to the village. When I become Hokage, I'm going to demand they move the country or something a bit closer to places. Or at least expand it, muttered a blonde-haired man, as he tried to pick up his pace. Great, Rain, muttered Sakura, as she punched, and then roundhouse kicked one of the Rain ninja. Then realized the irony in the thing she had just said, and gave a low sigh, as the rain started to fall down from the sky. That wasn't very nice, girly, smirked the other ninja's friend as he came closer. Something deep inside the pink-haired girl twitched, and then snapped in half. Don't call me girly, yelled Sakura, as she punched the ground, causing it to break open. Then a rock flew right in front of her. She then punched the large stone, which broke off and went straight towards the Rain ninja, causing him to be thrown against the nearby wall of one of the surrounding buildings, breaking down a few large pieces of it. You hit hard, he muttered before getting knocked out. Wait till I use my full strength, smiled Sakura, while cracking her knuckles and looking around for her next victim. What a sound ninja doing here, said a freaked out Yukio, as he threw kunai knife at them. Probably still mad at me for King Orochimaru and Kabuto, stated Sasuke as he glared towards the sound ninja. Wow, wait, he was a Sannin. That means you're stronger than a Sanin. Well, you're even cooler than before, sensei. Yukio. Yeah, remember when Sakura and I told you not to use your bloodline trait, ever? Yeah, don't be an idiot, use it now, and you better make it count, stated Sasuke, as he left Sakura's 3 student alone. I said, get out of my way, yelled Sakura as she drove yet another punch into the cool earth, causing a massive crater to be formed. Ah, came the yells of the unlucky shinobi whom got caught in it. Damn, there wasn't this many a few minutes ago. She yelled to no one in particular as she punched a few people, and ducked under the punches and kicks she was currently trying to avoid. Came from behind, just as Sakura was going to punch the man behind her square in the face. He easily caught her fist and stopped all her movements. Sasuke, she yelled in surprise as she looked at him dreamily. There are more here than I suspected. It seems a few other villages were attacked. I heard sound was defeated. That's why they're battling us. But, where are the 3 Shikamaru talked about? Don't know, they're masking their chakra. This is so frustrating. She yelled once again, while getting her fist free from Sasuke and punching a few people, knocking them back a few hundred feet. They seem to have only attacked this area of the village, where the defense is the strongest, stated Kakashi, as he appeared next to Sasuke in a whirlwind of leaves. I noticed that too. You take this area here. Well, go scope out the rest of the village, stated Sasuke as he looked to his former sensei. Wait, Sasuke, but he was cut off as Sasuke grabbed Sakura and disappeared. Toby, go after the Uchiha brat. You mean Sasuke? Asked the masked man with a sinister smile behind his mask. I'll take care of those around him. Let's take away the one thing he shouldn't even have. Quote. Go now. I'll take Sensei, and the pink-haired girl. Sensei, he was your. Go. Right, stated Toby, as he took off instantly. 97, 98, 99.1. You're keeping count now. You were always annoying even if that bomb freak liked you. Didn't mean I did, stated Toby as he appeared next to Sasuke. You aren't stated Sasuke aloud, surprised to see him standing. After his fight with the so-called bomb freak, Sasuke was positive he'd SD too. Nope, I guess you weren't all that lucky. So, hey, what are you doing? Chorido. Hey, you could have ked me, yelled Toby, as he nearly escaped that last attack. 2 can play it that way. Grand Fireball Jutsu, yelled Toby, as a giant blue flame came towards him. Sasuke barely dodged that last attack and looked over confusingly at Toby, wondering how he created a blue flame. Chorido, yelled Sasuke once again, as he charged at Toby. Again with the blue thing, said Toby, and in an instant he was behind Sasuke holding a kunai to his T. Every move I make, you know how to counter it. No matter what I do, how I do it. It's as if you're reading my movements and predicting what happens next. But all the while you're copying me, taking in all that information, said Sasuke, as he bowed forward and swung his right leg behind him, expecting to hit something. But ended up hitting nothing. He's fast. A little too fast, thought Sasuke while looking at the man in front of him. 49. Yelled Sakura, as she drove yet another punch into the ground. Ah! The screams from falling and injured men could be heard from all around. Every which way, people around her were being easily carried off. People she knew, people she could have known. Small children, just turned Geni. Sakura then felt a presence just behind her, and as she threw another punch to the person behind her, the man grabbed it with ease, and instantly brought the young woman to her knees. He then let go of her arm to grab her hair instead, and a kunai knife was next to her tea. I see, so this is the power passed down by the Hokage herself. Impressive for someone as young as you. Too bad you'll never get to teach it. Quote. Well, it seems we aren't talking. Might as well just end your life now, said Pain, as he pushed her forward. Causing Sakura to land on her face, her arms supported her to get up in a crawling position. Pain took the opportunity to shove the knife towards the base of her spine. Sakura on the other hand saw his movements out of the corner of her eye and instantly rolled. To have the blade dig deep into her lower abdomen. You, said Sakura, as she felt part of her body go numb. She silently winced, knowing that she had no idea what this substance was. God, I've been known to be called that. But everyone else knows me as Pain, or Lord Pain. God, why would they ever say such a thing? You're nothing but a human. Like me, her breathing was become harsh and fast. You're unable to feel your legs, isn't that correct? Sakura stayed silent, knowing he was correct. Soon, it will spread to your arms, then your lungs, then to your heart. But, that will take at least a day. On the chance that you're unlucky enough to get hit again, and if you get hit once more you won't last a day. I won't let you get that close to me again, threatened Sakura. As she slowly pushed away from him and punched the ground, she sat upon her legs. She winced again, feeling the pain once more. Damn it, he's tougher than I imagined. Last I met he was a complete idiot. He can predict my moves, then copy them. It's as if he has the Sharingan. But that's impossible, only the Uchiha clan have that ability, thought Sasuke while glaring at the silent man. Hey kid, stated Toby, while throwing a kunai knife aimlessly towards the raven-haired man. Sasuke easily dodged it as he looked to the elder male. As you've been fighting me, did you ever notice that there was something there that's not meant to be noticed? Sasuke stood up straight and looked at the man confusingly. As he watched him closely, the other half of his mind was trying to figure out what he was talking about. Just as he was about to ask what the hell he had been talking about, a piercing scream could be heard off in the distance. Sasuke's body went frigid. Sakura, whispered Sasuke, as he turned to leave, only to have another kunai nearly miss his head. You're staying right here with me. I don't have time to deal with you. Kakashi, take care of this, now, yelled Sasuke as he sidekicked the raven-haired man, whom sent Toby falling to the ground below. Why do I always have to clean up your guys' messes? Said Kakashi with a long sigh. Ow, that one actually hurt, muttered Toby, as he rubbed his back in pain. A mask, how original. He looks like a clown, thought Kakashi, while looking at the raven-haired man slowly stand up and brush off his clothes. If it isn't take Kakashi. It's been a long time, too long I think, said Toby, while turning slightly to look at the silver-haired man before him. Do I know you? Asked Kakashi, as he held his head protector, as if to lift it up at any given moment. I know you, as clear as I can see you. The question is, do you remember me? To hide under a mask, and to cover a single eye. People might just say they could have an advantage over you. Too bad, they don't know your true self. I could say the same, but to make it into Akatsuki, you have to be strong. What is the real me? This is going to be fun, stated Toby as he lunged towards Kakashi. Damn it, yelled the pink-haired female as she closed her eyes. At that point in time she could no longer move a single inch. As she waiting for the impact she felt a pair of arms grab her and pin her to the ground. She felt the stranger's arms wrap themselves around her back and hold her close. Sasuke, muttered Sakura as she looked up to see him, kneeling down and holding her close. Seconds had passed, But nothing happened. Sasuke's breathing was heavy and harsh. It came in sharp pants. It had taken a lot of his energy just to be able to get over to her before pain had struck her a second time. Before killing her instantly. Both were silent. They waited for the man behind them to attack, but instead a cloud of dust was blocking their view. As Sasuke turned his head slightly, all he was able to notice was the brown dust from the road gathered around them. As he activated his Sharingan, he noticed two chakra-using figures. They had to be only a few feet away. The one with their back to him was holding his arm and was knelt on one knee, while the other one was also knelt down. Sasuke watched intensely as the dust started to settle and a taller man, but not taller than him, stood up, the one whom seemed unharmed. As he watched the unharmed man stand up, he watched silently as a pill slipped into his mouth, before he threw the bottle at Sasuke and Sakura. Sasuke watched it silently as it rolled towards him. His eyes cast downwards to it for 1 second, noticing it was just an ordinary pill bottle. As he glanced back up to the two figures, the man whom had stood up and thrown the bottle spoke. "Hope you weren't too scared. Scaredy cat," smiled Konoha's number 1, knuckle-headed ninja. Uzumaki Naruto. X. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.